we all know this is a big week, and what this is all about. Playing the school down the road for the Paul Bunyan Trophy. Big game for our players, for our university, for our fans, our alumni, all of our former Spartan Dogs. It's a rivalry game. We understand this is not just another game, and we get that. We know there's a lot of excitement leading up to this game and surrounding this game. The most important voices will be the voices inside of our building. We need to eliminate distractions and focus on what truly matters and is going to affect the outcome of the game. We got some really good work in during the bye. Thought we were effective, efficient, very productive. We practiced on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We were also able to get some recruiting in, some rest and recovery, and scheme evaluation, offense, defense, and special teams, able to get some guys back and work on some things that we needed to correct and where we needed some improvements. So we were able to get that done. Very productive bye week. Our focus right now is preparing relentlessly for the game, preparing for pressure, not just being ready, but being prepared, and being prepared for pressure, the pressure of the game. That's where our focus is right now. We all understand the significance of the game. That doesn't take away from the fact that we need to prepare. It's what we do during the week leading up to the game that's going to greatly affected the outcome of the game. Our fans have been tremendous all season, and it's going to be an electric atmosphere. It's going to be a capacity crowd. The student section is going to be packed, and the deep end will be in full effect. We all know that. But again, it all goes back to preparation right now, leading up to the game, and focusing on what's most important, in our process to prepare for the matchup. So, with that being said, I'll open it up.
Mel, Matt Sharman of Detroit News. We all talk about how important this game is, how big this game is. Did you pay attention at all to Michigan on Saturday, and is there a part of you that is almost happy that they remained unbeaten, and does it add just a little bit more that both teams are unbeaten and there's so much on the line beyond just the rivalry stuff?
Obviously, I watched the game, and in games like this, records don't matter, and that's not something that's within our control. So, the records are the records, and it's all about the preparation at this point.
You talked about how exciting this matchup is going to be. This will be your first home matchup against Michigan and your first one with a full Spartan Stadium. Last year was pretty empty. How excited are you for that full environment to come out on Saturday?
Looking forward to it. We have tremendous fans in our Spartan Stadium. The woodshed is electric. It's a special place, and I love coaching and preparing for big games.
Mel, when you look at this Michigan team and how they're built, I mean, it's very run-oriented. Do you try and load the box against these guys? Do you kind of just keep playing the defense you've been playing, or do you feel like you've kind of installed some wrinkles over the last week?
You want us to lay out our defensive game plan?
Yes, please.
No,
I mean, you know what I mean. Is it a game where you try and mix things up, or is it we stay the course?
Well, obviously, defensively, you have to stop the run. You would like to try to make opponents one-dimensional if you can, and then affect the quarterback with rushing coverage. And so in the run game, we have to set the edge and build a wall. Had to do a really good job with our perimeter run support, and not just in the run game, but some of the wide receiver screen and the bubble game, outside, and then, in the passing situations, we have to affect the quarterback with rushing coverage, working together. we'll get the third down, we got to get off the field.
Hey, Mel, up front here, Matt Woods with M Live. I was wondering, I think it was 41 new players you had on the roster coming into fall camp. And Xavier kind of talked about you giving a little bit of a history lesson of the rivalry. I was wondering how much of a focus and how important you thought that was for your guys coming into this.
Yes, we took care of that history lesson and you know, really that introduction for our newcomers. We took care of that this morning.
Mel, over here to your left. Bob Winowski, Detroit News. Just following up on that, is it easy to ingrain in new guys, transfers, freshmen, how deep the, whatever you want to call it, hatred, dislike, whatever is between the two rivals? Is that easy to ingrain in them?
In this type of rivalry, I believe so. Because it's in your face, and it's not just today, it's every single day. Since the day I've been here, February 12, 2020, there hasn't been a day that's gone by that someone hasn't mentioned to me something about this game.
Right here in the middle, Stephen Brooks, 24/7 Sports. Going off that a little bit, I know you've been in this rivalry and other great ones in your career. As the head coach, though, going through it for the first time last year, when you win this game for the next year, like you said, people on the street and donors and all these people you talk to, what does that do? Was there anything that stuck out to you about being the head coach when you win this game in the following year until the next one, obviously?
Well, obviously, it's bragging rights, and it's important to everyone who's associated with the game. And people talk about it daily. Literally, there has not been a day that's gone by when someone has not mentioned this game to me, and it could be someone that I know, it could be someone that I don't know, it could be a text message, it could be an email, whatever, it comes up, and so you know, it's a big game, and we embrace it. I don't try to play down, you know, any expectations or anything like that. I told the players this morning, and I've told them this before, you know, when you have rivalry games like this, you know, at the end of the day, ultimately, your legacy and your reputation and really is a lot of it is formed by how you play and how you coach in these games. And so, you know, that's the reality of the situation, which is a good thing, because not everyone has these opportunities to coach and play in these games. And so, you know, we're built for it, and we're going to prepare for it.
Hey, Mel, in front again. Your name came up in a few reports recently about LSU potentially being interested in you. I was wondering what your thoughts are on that and just kind of the timing of it coming mid-season.
Yeah, my focus is on the upcoming game versus school down the road, and that's where my concentration on my focus is, and I really appreciate you understanding that.
Audrey Dahlgren, CBS in Lansing. Xavier was in here mentioning how, going back to this history lesson about the Paul Bunyan Trophy, learning things about him, or the trophy, I should say. He said he didn't want to share some things that they learned this morning. What would he mean by that, essentially? What did you guys learn about the trophy that he may not want to share?
I'm not sure what that may be. I don't want to speculate. You might have to dig a little deeper with X and find out what he meant. But you know, there wasn't anything inflammatory or anything about the history of it. It was just, you know, factual about the trophy and the history of it, and which was important to explain to our team, educate our team, not just the newcomers, but to remind our players that are returning about the trophy. You're welcome.